Hey guys, in this video I'm going to talk about 3-day splits and if you can run them twice a week. Got a question from James on Massive Iron. So James is going to receive a free copy of my book Massive Iron because I turned this question into a video. Before I get into his question, guys, I encourage you to check out my new book called Massive Iron. You can find the link below. Massive Iron is not just your same old boring programming book. It's got 200 pages of content, 20 sample workouts, and it is a book that is designed to help you maximize any system, your own workouts that you come up with, magazine workouts, anything. So please check out Massive Iron. So James asked me the question. We were talking about training frequency the other day on one of my videos, and James asked the question, can I take a 3-day split like chest, shoulders, which is day 1, back, biceps, which is day 2, and shoulders and legs, which is day 3, and do that twice a week? He's trying to train more frequently because frequent training tends to keep the protein synthesis levels elevated more during the course of the week and tends to be more optimal for natural lifters. So James was wondering if he could do this 3-day split, rest, and then do this three-day split again over the course of a week. I'm going to give you my opinion. I'm going to shoot you straight on this, James. I'm going to tell you what I would do, what I have done, and what I think is wise. Now, some of you are going to say there's no way you should ever train 6 days a week. Now, look, generally, you don't need to train 6 days a week, okay? You don't need to train 6 days a week. With that said, some of us like to train that frequently, okay? Some of us like to train that frequently. When you are young and you are full of energy and testosterone, you can get away with training more frequently as long as you're smart. Even when you're older, you can get away with training more frequently, even if you're smart about it. And I'm going to tell you how to do that, okay? What I first recommend is that if you're going to do a 3-day split, instead of doing 3 days on, 1 day off, and then 3 days on to fit it to a week, I recommend just doing 3 days on and 1 day off. That way you get a rest day every 4th day. Since you're training that frequently, taking a rest day every 4th day, is just going to make more sense. And obviously you're in the gym every day, so taking an extra day off, isn't going to mess up your schedule that much. So I recommend doing 3 days on, 1 day off. Now, if you're doing a 3-day on, 1 day off, you don't want to use the same amount you don't want to use full volume every day. And here's what I mean. If you are doing, say, 14 sets for chest on a split, say you were doing a 3-day split over the course of a week, and you're doing 14 sets on 1 day, okay, for chest. Instead of, if you're doing 3 days on, 1 day off, 3 days on, 1 day off, instead of doing 14 sets of chest twice a week, I want you to cut the volume. I want you to cut the volume down to start with 7 sets per training day. Now, that might be a little low. You might be able to bump that up to 8 or 9 or whatever, but I want you to start with about 7 sets of training, or 7 sets, or about half your normal volume. In the structure of this workout, in the course of hitting chest. So, like I said, if you're hitting chest with 14 sets 1 training day, if you're going to train 3 days on, 1 day off, 3 days on, 1 day off, cut that in half and do 7 sets of chest each day. You can. James was looking at doing a chest and tricep split, back and bicep day, and a shoulders and leg day. With the chest and triceps, let's say you do 7 to 8 sets for chest and 4 to 5 sets for triceps. Okay, that's still 11, 12, 13, 14 sets or whatever it works out to be. Instead of focusing on adding volume, if you're going to work this way, focus on maximizing the sets. Like I recommend in my book Massive Iron, taking sets for as many reps as possible, or doing something like the rep goal system. That way you won't waste any set. Workouts will be brief, they'll be shorter, they'll be more intense. You'll get in, you'll hit that muscle, you'll get your stimulate growth, and you'll get out. You can do this, okay? You can train 3 days a week, or 3 days on, 1 day off, or 5-6 days a week. If you do this, if you're smart about it. On the other hand, if you go into the gym and you're trying to do 25 or 25 sets for chest, and then 10 to 15 sets for triceps, and you're doing that twice a week, you might be able to get away with it in the short term. I did that once when I was 21 years old. I tried to train this frequently. I got away with it in the short term, but I guarantee if you keep this style of training up, even though it might create gains, and it probably will if you're eating and sleeping properly, over the long run it's going to beat you up. Also, it's simply not necessary. I don't want you to stay infatuated. I want you to think about volume training. I want you to think about quality sets. I want you to think about quality sets and progression. You can really get away with a minimal amount of work in the gym if it's completely focused on maximizing sets and progression. So, again, the question was, can I do a 3-day on, 1 day off? Do a split twice a week in this context? Yes, you can. Just make sure your volume is regulated. Don't be obsessed with living in the gym for an hour and a half, 6 days a week. That's just silly. I'd rather see you do 45, 50-minute workouts tops. Get in, maximize every set, build muscle, and take every 4th day off. So guys, I hope this video has been of some help. If you have any questions or comments, like James did, there's a link below to Massive Iron. You can put your questions in there, and I'll answer them as soon as I can. I can't always answer every question every day, but I will get to every question. And if I do answer your question in the form of a video, I will send you a free copy of Massive Iron. If you don't have my book, please check it out. It's linked below. It took me a year to write. It's not a bunch of fluff. It's like a muscle building and strength building Bible for intermediate and beginning lifters. So guys, as always, thanks for watching. Have a great day.